For thousands of years, criminal organizations have operated in the shadows, controlling empires, shaping societies, and spreading fear. These are the gangs that mastered the arts of power and domination, from ancient times to the modern age. Our first stop takes us over 2,000 years back to ancient Egypt and Greece. Here, organized crime wasn't just about theft. It was about controlling the critical arteries of trade and amassing influence at the highest levels of governance. Smugglers in ancient Egypt moved valuable items like spices, incense, and even sacred artifacts into lucrative black markets. These shadowy figures thrived by bribing corrupt officials and exploiting gaps in the legal system of the time. Meanwhile, in ancient Greece, bands of mercenaries weren't just hired soldiers. They were powerful enforcers who influenced city-states by intimidating rulers and taking control of trade routes. These early forms of criminal organizations set the stage for what we'd recognize as gang hierarchies. Leaders, middlemen, and enforcers working in unison to dominate their regions. Next, we have Japan's Yakuza, which stands as one of the most enduring and infamous crime syndicates in human history, their roots tracing back to the 17th century. These gangs, known as bakudo or gamblers, and takiya or street peddlers, began as outcasts of society. Over time, they reinvented themselves into a sophisticated network of organized crime. Their deep ties to traditional customs are symbolized by their tattoos, elaborate pieces that cover the entire body, visible only in private. Yubitsum, or the practice of severing one's finger as penance for dishonor, is another stark reminder of their unrelenting code of loyalty. Notable Yakuza leaders, like Kazuo Tauka, famously nicknamed the Godfather of Godfathers, turned the Yakuza into a corporate powerhouse. Under his leadership, the syndicate extended its reach beyond traditional gambling rings, sinking its teeth into real estate, construction, and even global operations. During post-war Japan, Yakuza groups like the Yamaguchi-gumi played key roles in rebuilding cities, but for a price, control over neighborhoods and businesses. Our next destination is Sicily, where the Mafia, or Cosa Nostra as it's known, grew from humble beginnings into one of the most feared criminal empires in history. Emerging in the late 19th century, the Mafia initially took root in Sicily's agricultural society, using violence and intimidation to extort protection money from local farmers. They perfected the system of extortion known as pizzo, dictating that every merchant paid for protection or faced deadly retribution. Notable mafia figures like Salvatore Giuliano and later Lucky Luciano brought the organization global recognition. Luciano, particularly, propelled the mafia into America, creating a transatlantic empire that controlled cities like New York and Chicago. As the organization expanded, their influence stretched into American industries, cementing their control over unions, construction, and even Hollywood. Thanks for watching Mythtory. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Facebook for more fascinating historical content. Share your thoughts on the most notorious gangs in history and myth in the comments, and let us know what topics you'd like us to cover next. See you in the next video.